Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Well, I'm saying morning. It's morning here. I got up super early to record this, and I'm sitting in my basement. The house is all quiet. I've got some coffee in my cat mug. What does it say? Cat person mug. And it's so nice. I'm in my newly renovated basement. If you watch this on YouTube, you can kind of see it. It's so pretty down here. I just absolutely love it. Anyways, I'm getting way off topic. Today, we're talking about willpower versus confidence when it comes to losing weight. And I had this Instagram message. So I post a lot on Instagram. Sometimes I talk about my Instagram page here. In stories and on my page, but I had posted in my stories a picture. I was out to eat. I don't even remember where I was or what it was. And I just posted a picture of the table and all the food that was there. And somebody sent me a message and was like, willpower. And I replied, and I was like, never. This is confidence. And it got me really thinking about the difference between those two and what each of those looks like when it comes to weight loss. What you've probably used in the past is willpower. What I want you to use moving forward is confidence, even though that might feel like way out. How could I be confident about losing weight, about sitting in front of a table full of food and not really wanting to overeat any of it, absolutely not wanting to overeat any of it, not really thinking about any of it? Like, how could I do that when I'm in this totally other place right now? I have to use willpower if I'm going to get through this. And so this episode, I'm really going to share what each one looks like, because I think it's important for you to see what willpower is really giving you, because it's not at all what you think it's giving you. Not at all. And see how you can start to use confidence even though you don't feel confident at all. Where you can find it and how you can access that. So if you're new here, my name's Haley Sohn. I have a degree in nutrition and exercise physiology, but my real passion is in emotional eating and helping women lose 30 pounds in 90 days without dieting. No dieting at all. I never talk about dieting. I never talk about what foods you can and can't have or how many calories you can and can't have. No. We talk about how to get your brain to a place where you're not wanting to eat all the time. You're not thinking about food all the time. You're not using things like or emotions like willpower to lose weight. You feel confident. You feel at peace with your food. You feel completely free around food. You can be sitting at a buffet and just be enjoying the people that are there, not thinking about what your next plate is going to be, not feeling like completely stuffed. So that's what this podcast is all about. That's what my coaching program is all about. I have a weight loss program where I help you lose 30 pounds in 90 days. And I really teach you about what's going on in your brain and your mindset and how to get it to a place where you feel like what I'm going to talk about on today's episode. 100% confident, 100% at peace with food. So you can check out my program at basicallyitmeals.com, and I'll leave the link in the show notes. So I used to use willpower. I was a big willpower girl. My degree was my nutrition degree was really focused on, this is the diet. These are the diets that you can use. This is the calorie counts and the macro counts that you can use to help your clients lose weight. And so when I found myself 30 pounds overweight and thinking about food all the time, I immediately went to, here's the diets that I can choose from. And when I was in that situation, I realized like dieting isn't enough. And all I was using when I was dieting was willpower. That's the only mindset tool that I had in my bucket, tool belt. My husband's in construction and real estate too. You think I would know this. Anyways, that was like the only thing that I knew to go to. And I think that we're all kind of in that same boat. It's like this is the only thing that we've been taught to use. If we're focusing on actions, then how do we get ourselves to take those actions? We have to pressure and willpower and stress our way into taking those actions. And there is a better way. So I would basically wake up in the morning and I'd be like, all right, today's the day that I'm not going to want to eat food tonight, eat snacks on the couch. Today it's going to happen. Today I'm going to like have enough willpower to get through this. And so I would make up some sort of stupid diet for myself, like a smoothie day or like protein shake day. And by 3 o'clock, I would be, like overly, I don't want to overuse the word exhausted, but maybe like mentally worn down because I would spend the entire day just thinking about the diet and if it was going to work and if I was going to be able to not want to eat tonight. And oh my God, there's cookies in the break room. And like, I can't eat them. And like, then I'm also working and it was just like so much. So 3 o'clock would roll around and I'd be hungry from the diet. And I really didn't know how to handle hunger. And I think that's another thing that is so important. You got to make friends with your hunger and really understand what that is and what it feels like. We can tend to just like knee jerk freak out when we feel physically hungry. It's not helping you, my friend. You gotta relate to hunger in a different way. That's a huge part of what I talk about in my program. We can't be scared of it. It is your body's like natural signal to you about what it's doing. Hey, if you don't eat, I'm gonna go use fat stores for fuel instead. Okay, fantastic. That's what I want. Okay, so I didn't know how to handle hunger. I would just be mentally like exhausted and stressed. The day had kind of like accumulated on me. And then it was like, okay, now I have to go home and sit at home with a pantry full of snacks and try not to eat. And that was kind of like my thing. I'm going to try not to eat. I'm going to tell myself like that I can't have it. And I'll kind of yell at myself that I don't really want it, which isn't helpful. I don't want it. I can't have it. I shouldn't want it. I'm gross if I eat it. It's bad. This thing that I've been doing is like so bad. And that was just never enough. It never got me through those nights. It never made me feel like I was in control. I felt completely out of control. I felt like I was behind the wheel of a car that was like hydroplaning. I think that's the right word. But you know what I'm saying, when you're driving on the highway really fast and you hit a puddle and your car just like flies out. Like that's what I felt like at night at home. Just like this pantry full of snacks and I'm like, oh my God, I want to eat, but I can't, I shouldn't have. It's just a mess. Like it never felt good. And willpower never got me through those nights. Maybe a couple of nights and maybe a couple of pounds it got me through, but ultimately that wasn't what I wanted. I was still thinking about food all the time, which is how I ended up here, really focused on this work. Like, I don't want to be spending my time thinking about food. I want to do other things. I want to start a business and like really help people with their weight issue, not just like throw another diet at them. That's what I want to be doing, but I'm spending my time thinking about food. This is not productive at all. So willpower for weight loss, it's our go-to. And I think it's for really two big reasons. One, it's what we're told. Like we hear that everywhere. You need more willpower. Just willpower your way to weight loss. How'd you lose it? Well, I went on this diet and I used a lot of willpower. Like that's what we hear. And so we just kind of go to like, okay, that's what I need. I need more willpower. Or I look at this food that I want to eat and I think, how do I not want to eat that? I need more willpower. So that kind of brings me to the second reason I think that we go to willpower is because we don't really believe in our ability to not want to eat something. We believe that forever I am always going to want to eat ice cream on the couch after the kids go to bed. I could never not want to do that. So I just need to willpower my way through those times when I want to do that, and that'll solve it. And when you think of it that way, can you imagine a lifelong rest of your life ahead of you, wanting to eat ice cream on the couch and just sitting there using willpower to get through that every single night for the rest of your life? No, thank you. Even if it worked, no, thank you. But it doesn't work. We spend like an hour wanting to eat ice cream, and then we ultimately eat the ice cream. We feel terrible about ourselves. And then we start it all over the next day. No, I don't want to do, like, I have no interest in doing that. But really, we don't believe that there's an alternative to wanting to eat food all the time, or to over desiring ice cream on the couch, or to be sitting at a Mexican restaurant with a table full of queso and guac and chips, and that we wouldn't just want to put the entire table in our mouth. So that, I really think, is like a fundamental piece, is working on your belief that this could be different for you, that you could go to a Mexican restaurant and not want to eat all of the chips, and sit there and watch everybody else eat chips and be totally fine not wanting to eat chips. When your brain is in that place, you don't need willpower at all. I never, ever use willpower now. Ever. I like literally never occurs to me to use willpower. Even if my brain's like, that would be so good, let's just have a bite. You know, that never comes up for me anymore. It used to all the time. But there is a place where you don't need it. So if you're using willpower, this is what that looks like. So your thought, I always talk about this, there's an order of how things go in our life, in our brain, and then play out in our life. So it starts in our brain with a thought. Everything starts with a thought that you think in your brain, that you actually, even though it's been spinning on its own for a long time, you actually have control over it. You just, once you can see it, recognize that it's happening, you can change it. So it starts with a thought. That thought creates an emotion in your body. It's a physical sensation. And from that emotion, you take action. We all take action from emotion. And actions look like eating all of the things, thinking about food all of the time. And then a result is like how that shows up in your life. The scale's always up. You're not in control of what you're eating. So I'm going to take you through what this looks like. Your thought is going to be something along the lines of, I have to use every ounce of willpower I have to not want to eat this food. I can't not want to eat it. Like that possibility doesn't exist for me. I will always want to eat it. I just can't eat it. I want to eat it, but I can't. I have to try not to eat it. All of those thoughts give you the emotion of like willpowering not to eat the food. You think about that, how that emotion of willpower feels physically in your body. It's tight, it's unmoving, it's heavy. It's not fun. It's not confidence. And then when you're using willpower, your action is you are thinking about food all the time. Imagine those thoughts I just gave you are spinning out all of the time, because you're trying to like make sure, I want to eat it, but I can't eat it. Just a reminder, you can't eat it. You got to try not to eat it. Like that's just playing out in the background all of the time. So you are thinking about it all of the time. You're telling yourself that you won't eat it, or that you'll try not to eat it. So that's like actually an action, is that you're constantly reminding yourself, can't eat it, don't eat it, I won't eat it. You might be making up diets. I was making up diets because I'm a nutritionist, but you might be like doing internet searches. What's the next diet? going on Instagram, like what are other people using now? Is it vegan? Is it protein shakes? Like what's the next thing? Low carb. Sometimes you might be skipping social events or having a ton of worry and doubt and anxiety about social events and what food's going to be there. And then you also might just be overeating. So I kind of gave that like ice cream on the couch example, but you're spending an hour thinking about wanting to eat the ice cream. You're sitting there super tense, super focused on that and not on maybe watching a movie with your husband. And then ultimately you end up eating the ice cream. And so all of those actions, the result is, other than the scale doesn't ever really move for a period of time. It might go down for a period of time, but it always comes back, and it might always be kind of trending up. Other than that, the result is you still want to eat the food. You haven't changed that. So you always need willpower because you're not changing how much you want to eat. So the overall, and here are some other results and how this shows up in your life when you're using willpower. You still want to eat the food. Sometimes you might not eat it. Sometimes there's nights where you're going to get through that and you're not going to eat, and that's great. And that might be kind of a reasoning, like it worked, one time. Sorry, I need a sip of coffee. I don't know what compelled me to start drinking while I'm podcasting, drinking coffee while I'm podcasting. Anyways, but so sometimes you might not eat the food, but ultimately you always feel like you want to. So even if you don't eat it for a time and you drop some weight, ultimately you can't keep it up. Like as soon as you hit a number that you said you wanted to hit, or you go down a couple of pounds, it just snaps right back. Like you instantly go back. I think this is a big one. You feel out of control. I hear that from so many of my clients, and I certainly felt that way. I just felt like my brain was going in two opposite directions. I really don't want to be thinking about food all the time, and I genuinely want to lose the weight, but I'm always thinking about food, and I'm constantly waking up being like, why did I eat that last night? You just feel out of control. You never feel like you're in control of your desire to want to eat. I think that's we want to feel in control. We want to feel peace and freedom around food. We want to feel like we can go to a party with tons of food and not be thinking about the food all the time. I want to enjoy my friends, not be obsessing about what's on the buffet. This is a big one that I think most of us don't think about, or we discount because we don't believe that it could change. But you never learn to not desire food. And in addition to that, food will always be the only thing that can help you in the way that it's helping you now. So wherever these bouts of wanting to eat a snack or ice cream on the couch, wherever those are showing up in your life and whatever that looks like specifically for you, that food is serving a purpose in that moment for you right now. It's solving something in your mindset, in your brain. Your brain is telling you that this food in that moment is going to solve something. And so when we don't work on that, then we do always need that food to solve that thing, whatever it is for you. So that might be ice cream on the couch at night. It's that ice cream is helping you disconnect from the day. It's helping you unwind. It's helping you just kind of zone out. You're mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted. And that ice cream is it's just giving you that buffer of you don't have to be with what's going on right now. It's helping you de-stress, maybe, that kind of 3 p.m. you're changing from work life to family life, and you're just feeling a ton of stress and a ton of pressure, and you're reaching for a snack to kind of disconnect from that stress for a time. It's helping you with anxiety. Got a lot of anxiety about what tomorrow is going to look like, or how am I going to get through this big hurdle in my life. Food is helping you deal with that. Now, I say helping you because your brain believes that it's helping you, but it's really not helping you get through that. So it's truly not an effective coping mechanism. There are plenty of other tools to help you deal with those emotions in your life. Food is not effective for that, for many reasons, but ultimately it's also like causing more anxiety and emotional problems in your life than it's solving. It solves them for a time in the moment, but ultimately then on the other side, you still have the anxiety or the stress or the need to unwind. And in addition to that, you have the anxiety or stress about the fact that you're overeating and you're thinking about food and you don't weigh what you want and you can't fit into the clothes in your closet. So you haven't taught yourself that there's other ways to handle those emotional things in your life, and so your brain is still saying like the food is going to help with that. Essentially boiled down, when you use willpower, you don't change your relationship with food. You still have the same relationship with food that you do right now. Willpower doesn't change that in any way. It almost like drives you into the food in a way. So here's what confidence for weight loss looks like. So when I realized that there was an alternative to willpower to lose weight, I really began to focus on building my confidence around food so that I could what I really wanted was to just have freedom. I wanted to be able to go to a restaurant and have everybody ordering whatever, and I could say, I'm not that hungry, or I don't really want queso. Like, no, it's just not. Where before it was like, I need my own bowl of queso. Like, I will eat all of it. That's what I wanted. So I really started focusing on confidence. And now it is one of the 3 C's that I teach in my program. Like, we all need to be using confidence because it's so powerful and it isn't exhausting like willpower is. So what confidence for weight loss looks like is we have our thought first. And this is where you can start as a listener to this podcast, as maybe a new client. This is how, if you're feeling like you've used willpower a lot and confidence is not available to you at this time, this is how you can start bringing confidence in. It can really be as simple and easy as, I want to feel confident around food. That basic. I want to feel confident around food. That's kind of where I started. I was like, I don't know how, but that's what I want. And that, I always say this to my clients, like, we're just looking for a crack in the door. Like right now the door is completely shut, but if we can just get a crack in it, then we can really start to like push it open and make movement forward through this. And that crack in the door is, I want to feel confident around food. Here are some areas where I already feel confident around food. So I think one of the things I realized was that there were times in my life where I really genuinely didn't want to eat, like overeat. And so I started looking at those like, hey, here are spots where I am already doing this. I just didn't realize it, or I wasn't giving myself credit for it. And so I really started to like focus on that. What's going on in my brain at those times? I genuinely don't feel like eating this. That doesn't look like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? So I started exploring that, and that probably exists for you too. So start finding those footholds. This is where I'm already doing it. It exists for me already. I'm just going to continue to practice that. I'm going to explore what that looks like and practice that more. This is one huge reason I believe I can feel confident around food, because I'm doing it somewhere else, because I've done it before. And then feeling confident around food is possible for me. It's possible for Haley. It's possible for me. It's possible for Haley's clients. It's possible for me. So you want to find like those places where you can start believing that this could happen for you. Now, and then we're going to transition into like the ultimate phase. So that's those thoughts that I just gave you. Those are kind of like your starting thoughts. They're your footholds. They're your bridge or like stepping stone thoughts. And where you're ultimately wanting to go, and where I kind of am now, is you can put any food in front of me, and I'm in complete control of how much I want to eat that food, and if I eat it or not. And not from a like willpowery, grippy place where like I'm going to control this. It's from a place of freedom and a place of confidence. Like I believe in my bones that whatever you put in front of me, I'm in control of that. And I feel really good about that. I know that like if I really want to desire to eat that, I can create that for myself, but I don't really want to. And I don't have to eat it. I can let it sit there and go bad and go throw it in the trash if I want to. I feel that confident. I don't desire foods that I don't want to desire. I never overeat. I don't ever want to overeat. I don't enjoy it. I actually did on accident a couple weeks ago, and I think I'm going to do a podcast about it because it was so interesting. I was like, oh my God, I hate this. What happened? Like I'm trying to remember the specific scenario now, and I can't. But I overate, and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, I can't believe I used to do this all the time. This feels awful. So really getting to this place where it's like, I never ever want to do that. I want to eat less if possible, or always. I'm always going to eat less. It feels so much better for me. I have energy. I feel amazing. Like that's what I want. I don't want to eat if I'm not hungry. I genuinely don't enjoy eating if I'm not hungry. No, thank you. It's off the table. Last night, me and my husband had dinner, and he was still hungry, and so he made up something for himself. And he was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." And I mean, I think it smelled good. I don't know. I just couldn't fathom eating it. He was like, "You got to try it." And I was like, "I literally, no, I have no interest in eating that right now." And he's like, "Try it." And he's trying to guilt trip me and make me feel bad. And you just got to eat it. And I was like, "No, I just, whatever. I don't care if you're upset. Like, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that." And that's confidence. That is confidence. And that's what I want you to have. So that's the ultimate place that we're going, where pushy food people can be like, eat this, and I'm going to make you, or I'm going to try to make you feel guilty and make you feel bad about yourself and make you feel like you're starving yourself. And you can be like, I don't care. I don't want to eat it. I'm confident. I've got this. Like, no thanks. And when you feel confidence, your actions are you don't overeat. You don't eat when you're not hungry. You don't snack just because there's cookies there. You don't order a meal just because everybody else is. What happened the other day? We were out to eat, and maybe I didn't order anything and everybody else did. And I literally, no thoughts came into my head about what other people might be thinking until I was sitting down to write some podcasts. And I was like, that would be a good podcast. The fact that I literally didn't even think about if anybody else was thinking about the fact that I didn't order anything didn't cross my mind. I just sat there and was like talking to everybody and enjoying my time with them. And it never occurred to me that someone might have a thought about my choice not to eat. And when we're starting this journey, that plays out a lot for you. Like, what if I don't order something, everybody's going to be thinking about me not ordering something. And so then you're sitting at the table, like having that run through your mind. What is everybody else thinking about this? Are they judging me? Are they thinking that, I'm this or that or whatever? Or are they jealous? Like all of those things go through your mind. But I'm so confident to this place where it didn't even occur to me at all that anybody else would care or think about what like I ordered or the fact that I didn't order. That's where you're going. And the result of this confidence around food in my life is that I can weigh what I want with ease. I know that how I feel about food and around food are all within my control, that everything that goes into my mouth is within my control, but from a wonderfully confident place, not a willpower place. And a lot of times I like to point out, I didn't really in this, these two examples, but a lot of times the actions that we want to create with willpower, like eating less or eating more clean foods that feel really good in our body, they're the same. Like we want that on both sides if we're losing weight. We want to eat less. We want to not eat snacks all day long. We want to eat foods that feel really good in our body and help us lose weight. And we're trying to achieve those actions with willpower, and we might for a time, but they feel awful when we do it that way. But when you use confidence, those actions just happen and they feel so good. They feel so easy and effortless. Those are the actions that I take now on a daily basis and not from a place of willpower. And I don't even have to think about them. They just happen and they feel easy and amazing. And it's just, that's where you want to do it from. So the actions might look the same, but when you do it from a place of, ow, I just banged my elbow on my chair. When you do it from a place of confidence, it feels so much better, it feels so much different. So at this time in my life, I had this completely different relationship with food. And I say all of this to let you know that it's an option for you. It's possible for you, even if it feels like you're at the opposite end of it right now. Those thoughts that I gave you are a fantastic place to start, just believing that it's possible for you. Okay, that's what I got for you today. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the Instagram messages, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.